start with this. Now here, hello Lanzer. Yes, Finland, that's another one. I have played the Winter War as well earlier for Slitherine, so very well. And Grey Knight's here as well. Very good. A hat cake. I guess I'm getting that right. Glad you people like this. And Jacques Julius is here. So we're going to play, and I have played the just opening few turns to get this going. I believe in most games if the opening turns of any campaign are a critical element. So we're going to launch this. But okay, following the increased tensions with Western powers, Japan has launched a widespread offensive against its adversaries. British forces already drained by 2 years of war with Germany must now resist the battle-hardened Japanese across South Asia. Yes, I don't think Japan in its wildest dreams thought on its own it could take out 2 or more major European powers. Wouldn't quite put the Dutch at this point as a major European power out here, though of course they have a navy out here and it's significant, but yeah, the Japanese can overrun that. But like France and Britain or whatever, no, they wouldn't win. But with them being tied up in Germany, or with Germany, they look like it's a possibility, and I think Japan was hoping for a short war. I mean, they had to be hoping for a short war, that they could get enough gains and then go to the negotiating table with the Allies and go, hey, we'll give back this, that, and the other thing, but you let us keep all this other stuff that we've taken, kind of thing. But that wasn't the mindset of the Europeans. Because that's, again, I want to explain this. This is sort of Japan's perspective when looking at the Russo-Japanese War. And that's how they got that. Now, what I see as, yes, we see the strategic placement of the Philippines and the U.S. control there. But what I see as complete madness on the Japanese part is they launched this war because they're unable to get victory in their current war against China. Now it's going to be a different type of war that is using a lot of assets they feel that are important and are sitting there but are not effectively being used in the China war, that being particularly the Japanese Navy. And you got to understand with Japan, the Air Force is more so than in most nations split and not an independent organization. Yes, it's sort of that way in America too, in Britain and a little bit, but there's really the Japanese Naval Air Force, they're the ones with the zeros, and the Japanese Army Air Force. Now you can say that that's what's happening in America too, but it's more pronounced with Japan. So that's, and the Japanese Naval Air Arm was operating in China. Okay, so Japanese troops have landed in the Malaya Peninsula as part of their widespread offensive in Southeast Asia to challenge invasion, and ad hoc British forces launched a preemptive attack on Thailand. Hey, Van Bishop. Oh, Gary. Oh boy, I'm going to mess that up. We'll just call you Gary. Yes, Red Steel, I believe, is coming soon. I hope I haven't pre-announced that. I'm pretty sure they announced that it was Red Steel some time ago that was coming. So we will start. Sometimes they tell me things and not to say anything about it, but I don't think that was one of them. Okay. In an effort to challenge and generally I think they have said, though I have known nothing at all, but the Soviets was to be eventually a 3 DLCs, which of course the first one is released. So they have said that, I know. In an effort to challenge and delay the Japanese advance from their beachheads in Malaya, British and Commonwealth forces have assembled a preemptive attack through neutral Thailand. Okay. We cannot predict how the Thais will react, to a violation of their territory, but must be prepared for They were prepared to face resistance from some of their security and police units. Our ultimate objective is to reach the ledge and narrow road wedge between hills on one side and river on the other, sort of a Thermopylae type situation. Special bonus points to someone who knows what Thermopylae means in English. By blowing up the hills, this route should be blocked and thus significantly delay the Japanese advance. Further to the west, a column of Indian troops is tasked with securing additional Thai border checkpoints. This should prevent the Japanese from using major roadways for their advance into Malaya. Finally, a third column is expected to arrive soon on the easternmost road. It is important that unless our flanks are threatened, each column pursues its own objectives. Okay. And yes, Lanzer got it. The hot gates. That is because there was a thermal hot springs there at Thermopylae, and that's why it's known as the hot gates. Okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, capture and hold Betong. I'm probably butchering that, but and stall the Japanese advance, I guess, to Crow or whatever here. Secondary objectives: destroy hillside rocks to block the ledge. Yeah. Destroy 3 Japanese tanks, maybe, and capture both Thai checkpoints. Okay, so the Thai checkpoints are here and here. The ledge is up here, and Betong is there, and there's some Japanese tanks to kill. So we can purchase some more forces. We have 10 factors still available to us. Our land factors plus 300 points. Okay, we want some artillery. 300. Okay. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. We're gonna grab 120. Yeah. Oh man. 4 points for that, or 3 points for this. That's probably what we're gonna need to do. I want the 25 pounders, but I don't think my plans will allow for that. Okay, let's put them here. Let's purchase some infantry. We're going to purchase some Gurkhas. I like Gurkhas. Now, I did read, because I did read up on this campaign. Hello, 2532. How you doing over there on YouTube? We are playing Order of Battle, and yeah, because it's a publisher sale here. Order of Battle, and this is the Malaya DLC that we're featuring currently here. Or the Burma Road. So that's what we're playing here. They did have some universal carriers or Bren gun carriers for this. Not specific. They weren't. I don't think they were Gurkhas at this part of the campaign, but they were involved in the thing here. Now, before we really get started, probably should have done it a little earlier. I'm going to drop a couple of links in chat here. The publisher's sale is currently on. Copy, and there are a lot of good sales. I do not mind pimping out sales. In any case, those are up on the Slitherine YouTube chat and on, hey, thanks for following, on Twitch. So if you want to follow that over to get this or some other games, check the what they're offering off. And they also wanted me to let everyone know that coming up on the 2nd of March, I think. And hey Arno, good to have you here. I am doing well. That there is a Field of Glory 2 tournament coming up, whether you want to just watch, or I don't know if there's any participation slots left in it, but just wanted to make sure you had that information. Okay, so we have that now. I do know we're going to get a little bit later another 4 slots when our second column arises. I so want to do artillery, but another artillery, but I think I need 5 slots because I want to get a tank, a real proper tank unit here. So let's grab another Gurkha while we can, and yeah, we can deploy him here. That seems like a good spot. Okay. So that is our end of our deployment. Okay, again, we've just gone over our objectives. So currently, at least, we don't have control over the Indian column. We can see, let's zoom in. How close can we get to it? Okay. They have a Matilda 1 tank or tank unit. I'm not sure whether they're counting these units or singles, and a Lanchester Mark 1 armored car. These guys had both a 30 cal and a Vickers 50 caliber, 55 caliber machine gun. That most of them had the Vickers 30 cal, though I did read that some of the Mark 1 Matildas had a 50 cal Vickers in it, but I think that's more the exception than the rule. Vote for the Matilda tank. Darn. Yeah, well, remember, this is the Matilda 1. This is not... They did have a few of them in France, but this is not in 40. This is not the Mark II, the sort of famous big one. You know, with the proper gun. Okay. So, we are going to use this to clear some landmines out of the way. Let's bring these guys up here. And yes, I did know these would be here. So we're going to put artillery fire on them. And yeah, they will advance up. These guys come here and hopefully finish them off. Or at least in full bat. Oh, nope, they finished them off. Very good. Okay, that's looking nice. There will be more up in there, so let's move. Okay, it's here they are. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come here with these. This way we're going to get flanking effects. For both of these attacks and push up. Oh yeah, no, they're good infantry fighters. They're slow, the Matilda Mark 1s, but they're well armored and sort of Britons. And we can't move after firing. Yes, okay. So there we go. That is our opening move. We need to get this down as soon as possible. And the Indians are pushing. Some landmines, very good. Good to find them more than running into them, I guess. And they took out the Malaya police. Or not Malaya, Thai police, sorry. Japanese Air Force arriving. Scout plane, bombers. Okay, supporting column of Indian units has begun their advance towards the Thai checkpoints. They are reported taking fire from Royal Thai Police and other Japanese aircraft. Okay. So we have that now. These are out of range, so let's... Yeah, let's move them up to here. I think this will be our best bet. They can come there. So these guys found some landmines ourselves. Yeah, we're going to pursue up into there. I did know we were going to get maybe a bit overly flanked, but yeah, well, yeah, since they're falling back, we'll push up to there. That'll keep us from being too flanked, I think. Yeah, the markets are a bit of a problem. Hey, Pixel. This is the Burma Road DLC, the Malaya, start of the Malaya campaign. British versus Japanese, and currently also Thais. Okay, we can see the Japanese are approaching up here, over here, and oh, down along here. Wow, they're already here? That's interesting. Or is that just naturally starting territory? I don't know. They really pulled back. Okay, the final column has arrived, composed of Australian units. Their anti-aircraft guns should also prove useful against Japanese air attacks. Very good. We can use some anti-aircraft capabilities. All right. Always try to get as much as you can of the flanking effect. Okay, That's a good one. We'll move the anti-aircraft gun up a little bit. Hopefully take down that recon. Float plane. So that will help us. Now I will tell you right now, this, as you can see, the Japanese have already passed it. This is basically, and historically was, a impossibility to get there. A good idea, good, you know, blow it and block the path, but still. For once, doesn't play. I often don't play the Axis. Yes, the Mark 6. It is a machine gun tank. I would classify it into the tankette category as well. It has a 55 caliber Vickers machine gun as well as a 303 caliber Vickers No. Oh, no. Or is it the... No, I think they had the Besa machine gun on this as the secondary, which is the 7.92 German caliber. I think that's what they had as the secondary on this guy. Early vehicles like the Matilda Mark 1 were still using Vickers, but later vehicles they started using the Czech design guns. Hey, Freyr Oakenshield, thanks so much for the cheer. No, Lewis guns were... I can't think of them being put on tanks. Maybe as an anti-aircraft gun on the top, but they really weren't used much at all there. Okay, we need to take the town center. I don't mind the landmine field being there. That might actually be helpful to us. They can't get to there, but they could come to there, and these guys could strike there. No way, we're not getting that. Well, we're getting that from there, but not there. Yeah, we'll pursue. Okay, the Gurkhas, more Gurkhas, our British infantry, these are our engineers. The engineers, I think, will have a somewhat benefit fighting in the town. So we're going to move you to there. Yeah, that looks a little better. They didn't fall back, and I was hoping they would by this point. Okay, so there's not really anywhere for them to go. Well, on the idea of the Vickers, the Vickers 303 machine gun, yeah, they used some early on, especially on some of the early cruiser tanks where you had the two little dual turrets, but you could see they had to put armor around for the water jackets. Once they got their hands on and started looking at the CZ, the Czechoslovakian, but it's a ZB, I forget. Looking at that, they decided to go with that gun for tanks. The tank corps decided that, hey, yeah, we could try to rechamber it. Like, they did rechamber the Bren gun, because that's a ZB-30 rechambered in 303. They decided, yeah, well, we'll just have our own supply chain for them, so we'll manufacture the same caliber that Germany does, and we'll just use it in that. So they called it the Besa machine gun, and that was up until the end of the war on most British made tanks. the sort of roughly 30 caliber machine gun. That's what they used. Obviously, they were using the American Browning, mostly in 303 actually, but and some maybe in 30-06 for American imports. And there's not much else to cover in terms of World War II. Spanish Civil War, East Africa, that would be good for this. Depends on what your classification you use. Some countries classified some things as tankettes, yes, while others classified them as tanks. And some use tankettes in the role of tanks. Yeah, that's very true. Vehicles would be considered tanks used as tank destroyers and not thus considered tanks. Yeah, to me, and you're right, different nations had different categories, but to me, a tankette is generally a light, and the Matilda can sort of be categorized as a light, but sort of be categorized as a heavy for when it was made, not, you know, by 1940, but because of its heavy armor. But to me, a tankette is, for World War II, different for World War I, but is a machine gun calibered main weapon vehicle. So a Panzer I is really sort of a tankette to me, where a Panzer II, because it has a 20mm gun on it, is a tank. And that's sort of how I personally determine what I would call it. Now, yeah, sometimes you determine things by their role and not by their mechanical characteristics. Yeah, a lot of times tankettes are sort of pressed into the sort of tank role, and that's very true. Remember that the general public see trucks and calls it tanks. Yes, or see tracks. Yeah, and yes, that's very true. Matilda overall is a medium when compared to other. Well, again, we're looking right now here at Matilda 1. Yeah, you're saying. Yeah, it's what really sort of knocks it out of that, in my opinion, sort of is the medium, is that they were mostly armed with 30 cal machine guns, and a single one at that. So that's sort of its limiting factor, just because it doesn't have any sort of an artillery piece gun on it. Okay, well, we can afford to reinforce that, so we might as well. And let's purchase. I want to purchase one real proper tank here. We're going to go with the Valentine. And the Crusader is a little better, but mostly better at dealing with tanks, and I'll just save a little bit, I think, including saving on repair costs. We'll deploy him over here. Okay, so now we have a tank, and we've used up all of our deployment points or ground point, command points, or whatever. Different games call the same basic thing different things, so I'm always, what game am I playing and what am I supposed to call it? Remember, proper reconnaissance vehicles in order of battle do not conquer territory, so that Japanese vehicle can be way ahead of Japanese occupied territory. Yeah, absolutely. Another name I have to figure out. Gonkal. I'm just going to call you Gon. Sorry, or Gonkal. Yeah, they were definitely an infantry support vehicle. That's a big ouch there. Hopefully you'll survive and we can place you. Okay. Thais have moved up to attack our anti-aircraft gun. This game does not like, or the AI likes to attack artillery and AA guns heavily, even when your side doesn't have any aircraft. And so they're not useless, but not very useful. And as you see here, the Japanese are bombing the Thais. So this is a three-sided battle. The Japanese are attacking dug-in Thais. Okay. Thank you for leaving. That next to us there. Okay, well, we have those Thai infantry to take care of. But first... I'm thinking... Yeah, I think we're going to leave. The main town square for next turn. I don't think we can push into it effectively. Yeah, we got more there. We might have been able to take this, but not very relishing the cost if we really push super hard there. Yeah. Sort of want the armor over here though, so maybe we'll swing north around this. Okay, let's... there. Let's read before the exact classification become mostly academic. Very true. What do you think about how World of Tanks influences much of the interest of the general public for tanks? Oh, I'm sure it's definitely World of Tanks has increased the popularity of tanks and interest in tanks in people. Yeah, no doubt. I play War Thunder and not World of Tanks. Not that there's any problem with World of Tanks, and it's more popular, I know. I think anything like that helps the popularity out of... Oh, very good. Push them back. And no, I'm not going to continue to advance. These guys... Let's fall back. Can we still upgrade? Yeah. There we go. That will help us out a bit. Can't move up. I'm really sort of, I guess, I don't know if they're not coming down here or something. I don't know. Worried about being flanked. Okay, that's looking good. Unfortunately, we don't have command of those. I really wish I did. I'm just more afraid they're going to go out and get that. Oh, what do we have unmoved? Oh, these guys. So yeah, well, yeah, thanks for reminding me. We'll pay the 6 and get them up to full strength. What else do we have unmoved? Oh, these guys. Yes, these guys. God, yes, full strength. +9. Yeah. Don't drive into the minefield. Don't drive into the minefield. Good. At some point you should leave the Thais alive. They'll fight the Japs. Now, historically, the Thai police fought both the British fairly stiffly, the Japanese maybe not quite as stiffly, until there was some sort of truce, peace, whatever, signed between the two factions, and then the Thais actively helped the Japanese. Oh yes, the shell impact. Oh wow. Well, it's going to be damaging to my AA gun, but I'm actually glad that that heavy infantry unit moved out away from the town. Although they just cut off my armor, but the armor can move. Okay, yeah, don't kill my AA gun, please. I want it. No, Thailand basically comes in on Japan's side at some point. I don't know if that's overstating it or more of a de facto situation, but no, they weren't really neutral. And now we're getting bombed. And 1 damage. Lovely. Okay. We're running out of supplies. And they're bombing the Thais. Very nice thing. Helps me deal with that unit. I would drive a Sherman, but pricey. Wow, yeah. That sounds like fun. If I generally had the money, I would pay for a decent chance to drive a Sherman. Fortunately, that armored car can't occupy that hex. I mean, it can go there, but it can't gain control of it. Okay, well, what these guys are going to do are move up here. They're going to convert to more of the fire support role. Knock that down by 1. These guys are going to hit here. Making these up. These are going to fall back. Machine gun these while we have ammo, but hopefully they'll get supply enough to survive well enough. They've attacked. I also have a Chaffee. Cool. Chafees are nice as well. Chafees, in my opinion, for a late war reconnaissance type light tank, the Chaffee is about the best, at least of anything that is mass produced. Okay. We really don't know how much we need the... Let's see if we made a mistake. No, it doesn't look like we did. Okay, we'll move the tank in. We'll use these guys to kill them, but we're not going to occupy that. Let's see if we can take this out. Yes, very good. Bye-bye. No, we're not going to occupy that up. Okay, we can get replacements there. Here, think we need to do this. I'm just worried about air attacks. They can become incessant. Now here... Yeah, we have enough. We'll do that. They might still come try to flank around and hit it again, but one, they'll be extending themselves overly much, and two, they're reinforced. They're dug in now. These guys, yeah, we'll let them just dig in. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm not liking what's going on up here. The Japanese the Indian AI is being a bit reckless out here. What are we? I don't know that I quite go midget tank. Panzer II, those are cool. Well, I don't know how big you are. But yeah, tank people were a bit smaller back then. Yeah, well, the T-34s, the early 76mm gun turrets are very small. The later 76mm gun turrets are a bit bigger, but still tight. And it's not until you get, I think it's actually like 44 or whatever, you're starting to see the T-34-85, and that's sort of the classic really good T-34, both in gun caliber and crew, you know, fit and capacity. Okay, we still can't get any more units, but we're doing okay. So let's unmove units. Can't. Okay, yeah, we're good with that. There's some other. Nope. Okay, that's continue. Yes. Come back to just hold your town. Stop messing around up here. In one of my early playthroughs, the Indian AI did focus on getting the checkpoint, and did so quite readily, but now we're seeing the Japanese up here already, and they're still messing around with the damn Thais. And the Thais will fight the Japanese, so there's no point in... Yeah, oh, come on, AI. Yeah, you did reinforce, but still... What was the point of that exercise? Yeah, but fortunately our AA gun will survive, it will wound them some, and they're even more cut off. You should be able to really chew up that Japanese process truck. Yeah, oh, diet is a major reason, yes. Yes, this is what I was a little worried about, incessant air attacks on my artillery bases. Just like this. I want to get that AA gun. See what we can do. Oh, don't kill my Vickers. I like those things. Vickers, run away if you need to. Run away. Yeah, run away. Run away. We should run really far away, not just a little bit away. Well, a lot of the reasons for this square type elements for the Panzer III and IV was the German use of welded armor and not cast armor. They didn't. Okay, we're holding Betong. And so it was a production manufacturing technique as much as anything else, I would say. Okay, okay, it doesn't look like the Japanese are actively moving down there, but I'm worried about flanks. Okay, you move to the jungles. Oh, that gets flanking moves. That's very useful, but I want to kill off this as much as possible. Okay, we know where they went. They went to there. You stay there. Just worried about my artillery piece most of anything. Yeah. Get that. So we're not getting the anti-aircraft gun over here right away. Well, we're going to keep reinforcing it. They may keep attacking it. Yeah, that's just going to go to there. British infantry, Gurkhas. Where are my engineer force? Okay, I'm hoping they will be a good job to hold the town. And you reinforce it to 10. We're going to play a defensive game at this point. We're right now at this point going, I know they're still there, but going for the main objectives and not... Oh, well, they could come down and kill them. Okay, that would be good. Hopefully kill them. No, we don't need to occupy that bit of jungle. We'll just deal with them later. The front being so not being able to give you a bit more space inside. Yeah, front slopes. Now, so I don't know if you guys watched The Chieftain. He's supported by World of Tanks, but he's a something of an armor expert and really good YouTuber for making videos about armor. One of his recent videos, he talked about how the British armor development for these things, if you can see this, you know, it has a bit of front slope on it, but then a vertical place, a vertical bit. And the British tank designer said, well, you need that vertical element of the front to be able to put the whole machine gun in there, you know, the lower machine gun. And so you can't do that on a sloped piece of armor. Now, they were saying this after they had brought back Panthers with a full frontal slope and being able to put a ball machine gun into the turret. So yeah, as well as the Shermans and other vehicles doing the same thing. So yeah, I'm not buying that as being a they're just something of a lazy element to it. But you know, there's production techniques, there's design philosophies, there's all kinds of elements that are going into a lot of these vehicles. Okay, yeah, you've reinforced what we can. I wish you guys would just all effing fall back. Okay, so let's